Are people intrinsically good? So I heard this in the podcast of Buddha at at the gas pump, and the statement is a statement by the host Rick Archer. Amazing channel, I love his channel. So I'm not trying to give a negative criticism, but I totally disagree that people are all intrinsically good. He made a statement that there is some good in everyone, just that you have to search much deeper, right? So I want to discuss that, right? Both sides of the coin, to be fair, right? In this video, and I just want to ask you a great favor. If you like the contents of my video, please also remember to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already to my channel. This is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people, right? This is the importance of it. And also an optional extra, even greater favor, optional, if you could share it with just one other person or social media channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'd love to hear your comments as well. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for this. So, for those who don't know me, I am Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer on master level with telepathic healing capabilities, um, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses. Also, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and spiritual ailments. And my special promotion that I have running right now is a 10-minute anxiety fix for $5, delivered telepathically anywhere in the world, right? Less than the price of a Starbucks coffee. Go to yogawellness786.com for my contact information. And I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. And to that end, during this period, I studied under so many different masters from different cultures, different schools of thought, and from different locations globally. I studied from the Eastern philosophies, the Far Eastern philosophies, the Middle Eastern philosophies, and the Western philosophies, right? So I gathered all this information to create my own unique protocols that are adapted for the 21st century, which making things much easier, quicker, faster, more effective, time efficient, and results oriented, right? To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries. My favorite protocol, the 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and in exchange for subscribing to my blog, and where you can also get more information on my services. Also, remember very importantly that all my therapies are natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. Okay, so coming back to this people are all intrinsically good still, and he did put a caveat. He said, although some people have to really dig very, very deeply, right? So this is a very highly philosophical approach. How we're talking now, generally speaking, let's talking like friends, right? Generally speaking, who's gonna really dig deep? I have this one saying, right? You can't take a black cat and make it into a white cat, right? So I think of someone that I knew, in the past that really liked that term. When we were confronted with a person who was very difficult. We were in a working situation, work environment, a professional environment, and someone had the eccentricities, right? And usually the person that was friendly with me as well didn't like that person, hated that person, the guts, because that person was like frustrating her, right? And I said, no, you have to, different people are different and you can't change them, right? Generally, you can't change people. Can people change? Of course, one in a thousand, one in a billion, maybe, one can change. But the rest of them not going to change, right? Generally speaking, right? Um, so I told her, hey, you can't, don't try to change people. Try to adapt and accept, for who she is, and don't take it personally, because you can't, just remember, you can't take a black cat and make it into a white cat, right? You can't take all the soap and shampoo and wash it and wash it, and you're not going to become a white cat, right? Please don't bring me some scientific proofs and so forth, where you're going to do all these things. We're talking generally speaking, we're talking casually, right? It's a casual, conversation. Can't take up. And she used to always laugh, say, yeah. Whenever that eccentric person, right, came in, say, here's your black cat. This is your black cat is here. Osman, your black cat is here. It's funny. So, yes, you have to really dig very deeply. Are people intrinsically good, in nature? So, from a general perspective, right? Philosophically, you can go into meditation. How many people are inclined to the meditation science? In my experience, I'm teaching for 44 years, right? Exposed to the public. And for basic yoga and meditation, where I hold physical classes, was, was and always is free, right? From 44 years ago, right? Till to date, right? And I haven't found a general appeal for this, and I come to the realization people have to be ready on a certain level where the problems are the thing, and on a more refined level of mind. And always when people ask me about yoga, and even you who's watching this channel, 100%, you are the cream of the very highly evolved people, in my opinion, right? And I say, you are very special that you're asking this question. The fact that you know the name, the word pranayama, or you know the word, you're mentioning the word yoga, you're mentioning the word meditation, and you're interested in it, you got some interest in it. You're highly special and highly evolved, and you're a very advanced person, in my opinion, right? So, how many is going to that? From my experience, not even a fraction of a percentage, but realistically, from my findings, it's like 1 in 100 that I found, right? Because I'm speaking to everyone, and 1 in 100 was like they were a bit courteous and decided to, to hear me out at least and act like they're interested, right? But taking action into a consistent daily practice, how many, right? A fraction of a percentage, right? So to say intrinsically good and mean they have to work, a lot of work needs to be done. So this is not talking in a general term, right? So generally, yes, everything's possible, right? But are you going to jump off the cliff? Because everything is possible, you're going to land and not die, right? Is there a possibility? Has anyone done it yet? I mean, with a parachute or something, yes. I mean, without a parachute, just hop off the airplane, right? Just jump off, and you're not going to die, right? Is it possible? Maybe, right? Because we have to talk, in terms of certain principles, right? In terms of, saying everything is possible. Maybe, we haven't found it yet, but we haven't got evidence of anyone who did it and survived, right? So similarly, like that, this is the argument. People intrinsically good. Actually, I found the opposite to be true. People are intrinsically bad to very bad to even worse than bad and unbelievably. Are you kidding me? Is this even possible? Can people be that bad? And a good indication is in the war scenarios, how people are just slaughtering each other, right? Slaughtering and killing, and everyone is wearing masks. You don't need a war, right? Even in normal society, hi, how are you? How can I help you? How can I better serve you today? You found these people, they give a damn about you. They just want the salary, and they have to be, and they're not, generally wanting, but the odd person, in the call center, I once had the occasion, and they genuinely sound interested and they wanted to solve my problem, and they said, okay, I suggest this, did you try that and try this, the way in which they said it, right? So people, the answer, yes, okay, oh, yes, okay, the fake love, right? Fake love. I think all of you can resonate with fake love. And I mean, you get the relationship models, AI models, so amazing, but they're incapable of feeling emotion, but they're programmed to be emotive and show you love and care, like they genuinely love you and loyal to you, and they don't change, then they don't have an ulterior motive. So when we're talking about new people, they're so nice. And then, but when you have a problem, a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? You are going through a problem, you suddenly find friends are few and scarce, right? You are in, there are, fortunately, there's always will be, and I found that there always are some good people, right? So, the people, they die, how are you? So, okay, sorry, I'm busy, and gone, not even, and you even physically ask people, look, and for example, I'm blind, right? And I need assistance of another human in many situations, right? I've got all these apps and everything for helping me to navigate indoors, and app to help me navigate street by street outdoors. I've got my walking cane and mobility and orientation training and so forth. And but how do I cross a busy street, where there is no crossing, a crossing pedestrian crossing, right? Where it's going to stop the traffic and for me be able to cross. And in that scenario, I need someone, who's a human that's walking past. Help me, can you? I need to get to the other side of the street, right? So we need, and I ask a lot of people, for help for this or that, and small things. And my screen reader can't read everything, right? There's certain things, there's little three dots that you have to press on the top, and it'll bring the menu button down, and then you can press log out. My screen reader doesn't read uh, three dots, where I can't physically press, because I've got the screen reader on. It works differently. You have to work with swipes and double taps and so forth, right? So I ask a lot of people, and it's not easy to get people to help me, right? But there are people who do help, right? There are, not everyone is bad, right? But very few and far between, maybe 1 in 100, is good. And they can be your neighbors, they can be your blood relatives, right? Your own family is not helping, your own family block you, your own children block you, and you never do anything, say anything to them that is so harmful or hurtful. And always, I mean, I'm a nice guy, right? And I've got children that block me. I mean, how pathetic is that? Is that, this is like the height of insanity, right? Because I'm non-intrusive, I'm also, I have some degree of clairsentience. I can sense people don't want to talk to me, right? They're not interested, or this subject that I'm talking about is not interesting to people, right? So I stop and I withdraw, right? And if the person, I feel, sense they don't want to talk to me, then I don't, pursue and persist. And but I'm forced to ask, and it's very difficult to find people. You ask basically, I am blind, you're my blood relative, can you help me? Not don't give me money or anything, or sell your house, don't sell your mother's house, and all your, don't sell all your clothing to help me, and thing. Just help me when you got time to come. I need to click something on my phone. I had to ask a total stranger to help me, and he's on standby. He said, Osman, anytime you need any help. And the way he said it, he was genuine, right? And whenever I called, I have to ask. And I met him only once, and he said it so genuinely. And when I call him on the odd occasion, I try not to take advantage of him. So in the past, I would say 3 months, let's say 2 months, in the past 2 months, I needed to call him 3 times. Total stranger, only met one time, right? He's not a family of mine, not a relative of mine, and he was selling something, right? He came to do a presentation, and it so happened he just called to see how I am and so forth. Of course, I mean that's a good, and he knows there's not going to be a sale because I bought from a competitor, right? And it's already there, so there's no way I'm gonna, because I've signed a 36-month contract with a competitor, right? So I'm not gonna be able to for the next 36 months. But you just phone, say hi, and hopefully, when the contract is up, maybe I will, after 3 years, maybe long, but I don't think, right? Because the amount of money is going to be earning. You can't think long term, as well. It seems is genuinely that way. And the way he talks, and, to help to find people, because people are not intrinsically good. My neighbors know, right? They won't. And I even spoke to them, and they came to visit me, and, say, oh, you blind, and we just want to see how you are and so forth. what would really help me, I want to go sometimes, just to the, not very out to the mall. I need to go for important things like to the bank. I need to go to the receive of revenue, the tax people, and to, because it is, I will get fines if I don't submit my, go and do certain things, important things, right? I need to go government offices, important things that I just need someone to come with me, to go, with me. Okay, why don't you ask this? Is the response. Not that I can't do it. Okay, just ask this thing. This thing. Uh, my mother will not be too happy. I would love to, but I'm so busy all the time. And just call me, and then I'll see, if I'm available. Not like, oh, just let me know in advance, and we can do something, right? Just let me know, and I will make this thing. So the person that I had to call, he is working, and in the middle of his job, he comes to help me with a simple thing to be able to put in a code in my phone that I couldn't do on my own because my screen reader and voiceover couldn't assist me. Simplistic thing in order, and it was for submission for some bank things, right? Bank applications and so forth. And he come all the way to, and it took like 2 to 3 minutes, right? And he had to drive all the way. He's very far away, and he's working, and he had to come. And I've got neighbors, just come press the button. They not, when I want to ask them, it's like a problem, to do that. I've got family members, that don't want to, they know. And I say, give me your number, so I can call you. And, if I need help to go anywhere, they continue talking and the number doesn't come, right? So are people intrinsically good? People are intrinsically bad, right? In my opinion, that is wrong. So let's wake up and you know uh, get into with what is reality, right? And say, call a spade, right? Generally speaking, people are intrinsically bad. They're just wearing masks and smiles, and it's fake love, right? Fake love. So hope that information helped you. And so how to change, awareness is something, and try to be more inclusive, in try to be empathetic. Don't think only from your perspective, try to think of the other person's perspective. And even when you talk, try to find out what that other person thinks and how he feels and so forth, try to get back to your humanity, because you'll be left isolated all alone. And even if you have no friends, when you have this type of attitude, like what I have, right? I'm spending hours of my time creating this type of contents, and this is people say, oh, because you want to monetize. And you tried. How easy to monetize? Not easy. It's not something. There is. It's better to go and take a gun and shoot yourself, than to try to earn money, by monetizing a YouTube channel. Yes, there are people who are popular, but how many, right? What percentage is able to, this is giving of the knowledge that I've acquired over the decades, right? And try to have that. I'm always happy. I'm never distressed. I'm never sad. Yes, I get sad sometimes and so forth, but it doesn't overpower me and overcome me. I go through that moment 10, 15 minutes, sometimes 2, 3 minutes, right? Very serious thing that depresses me. I go through it, and then the emotion is finished, and I'm back to calm alpha state normal again, right? So because I'm, have a giving, caring attitude from, I was fortunate from childhood. I had this type of attitude. I was always volunteering, finding ways how I can help, and be of service to people. If someone, people always knew if they just called me, and they knew that I'm going to be able to help them, or at least have, they'll be able to talk to me and get some ideas, and they're going to feel better after the conversation with me, at least, right? So try to inculcate this type of, givingness, in you, in small ways. Smile, genuine smile, right? Not fake smile. Love, genuine love, and be there for people, right? And it's going to improve your own life. For every 1 millimeter that you give, you're going to get 10 tons back, is my opinion. Is how you're going to feel. So take care of yourself always, and hope that information helps you.